Yeah.
Psh.
Ow.
Yeah.
Get it. That money.
Yeah. Microphone testing.
How do I adjust this thing?
Every time. What do you need?
Just a little higher. A little higher. Sorry to reference our song on our podcast.
Cool. You're blocking your face. We want to see your face, PD.
I can sit up a little bit.
You sit up a little bit.
I was like, crouched down to fit the microphone.
How you fellas doing?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Let's see if I know how to do this.
This is an after-school program podcast.
I knew how to do it.
You lied to me.
What key are we in, G?
Hello. It's season 3. We did it, folks. You stuck with us. We almost canceled. Robert talked some sense into us, and we were like, look, we'll come back to make more episodes, and here we are.
We're not taking a break this time.
No, unless... No, there was no reason for the first break that we ever took.
And I guess there's no reason to really call this season 3, except for we did the first season.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to take a break.
Yes.
And that was 40 episodes.
Uh-huh.
We've done 41 more.
Yes.
So we'll say that's the end of season 2. And
Can you change spaces again?
Plus, it's easier to say that it's a season as opposed to, however many episodes.
Yeah.
So that way people can feel like y'all have gained something. So people are like, man, are y'all going to do the podcast? We can be like, hey, look, we gave you 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And then
We're
doing
out.
6 seasons in a movie and we're gone.
Yeah. And as soon as somebody can fund that movie, we'll do it.
That movie is just like a reenacted version of Josh's poop story.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Let me turn off some stuff over here. How y'all been, guys? How you been, PD?
Doing pretty good. Oh, wait, you got to introduce yourself.
Oh, yes. My name is Shama, and sometimes when I pick my son up, I'll whisper in his ear, I'm sleeping with your mom. Because that's a completely accurate statement. That's just my introduction. This is season 3.
Are you going to
Raw and
are you going to keep doing that? Or
up until he understands, and then I'll stop.
yeah.
That's my, hey, you asked me to introduce myself. That's who I am. Free podcast.
My name's PD, and I started drinking coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I know, pretty crazy, right?
What kind of coffee drinker are you?
I just started drinking the cans they have in gas stations of the, what is it, the Starbucks
Frappuccino?
Yeah.
chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, white chocolate.
Real coffee drinkers, forgive my boy.
Hey, I'm just getting into, it's like when somebody starts listening to metal and they start with Metallica. This is
So you started off with the Metallica of coffee,
Yes.
which is just gas station Starbucks
this
coffee.
is the inner Sandman of coffee.
This is the Metallica Black Album with coffee.
Yeah, but not black coffee. That's horrible. I tried it.
Oh, man. Guys, we also have our very special guest, Andrew Simmons, who's not even a guest anymore.
No.
Yeah, he was on
He
2 weeks
family.
ago, right?
Yeah. He was on 2 weeks ago, and
Yeah, his
fellas,
third appearance, Jonathan Wright. Watch out.
hey, Jonathan Wright.
He's coming for your throne, Jonathan.
Skoo whoop. Welcome back, Andrew.
Thanks, guys.
Good
I'm
to have
sorry
you.
I spilled almost a gallon of iced coffee on the floor.
Yeah, Andrew came in with coffee, and so for those of y'all who are watching, listening, and not watching, our studio is finally complete. We have a mannequin, we have 2 bookshelves that took too long to put together. We have great lighting.
So if you're hearing
and,
this-
2 camera angles.
And you like video podcasts,
Yeah.
we're on YouTube under After School Podcasts.
And if you're hearing this and you're like, I don't want to look at those guys at all,
Then don't go anywhere.
don't go anywhere.
Yeah, keep it on Spotify, keep it on Apple Podcasts until we get that Spotify money, like Joe Rogan, and then we're moving.
Yeah. And after that, it's legit. It's both audio, video. We'll be at a table across from each other.
Let's just get some plugs in. Follow Church Stories on Instagram.
Yeah, guys, 5 stars on the Apple Podcast app, please.
And we'll do a podcast in maybe a couple of weeks, and we'll read the reviews.
We'll read the reviews.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've ever asked for reviews. We had that outro for a long time.
We've probably asked for reviews
But
before, but
ultimately, we're doing insanely great downloads, so we know y'all are listening. So if you're listening, pause for 10 seconds and just write down, hey.
follow us on Instagram at Church Stories.
All right. This whole episode, this is the
Email
one about the
us.
plug.
At churchstoriespod@gmail.com.
Put some respect on my boys.
Put some respect. Yeah, legit, guys.
I just rewatched that interview the other day. I was bored on YouTube.
Which one?
Birdman.
Which Birdman? Oh, put some respect on my name. Was that the 106 in Park? Or was that, which one was that?
It was Breakfast Club.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because I was... remember I used to reference it in youth group, but Fire Flame Spitteth. It was one of his songs with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Fire Flame, we the business, $100 million.
I remember you used to say that all the time, $100 million.
And I can guarantee that half of them didn't understand that reference.
Probably not.
We need that as a drop.
Yeah.
But guys, the studio is where we're at now. For those of y'all who are like, I refuse to watch, we'll just describe it. We're upstairs at a church called Greenville Community Church. Andrew started attending, and Andrew and I a couple weeks ago, I stopped by your house. Your mom had brought you breakfast, and she was like, "Hey, there's a studio down the street for sale. Y'all should look into it." And it was $300,000. And as you know, Andrew, PD, and I, we've all got $300,000 just lying around.
Yeah.
They were like, maybe we won't put that towards the studio right now. But then that got, the wheels a turning. That's how I talk, by the way, now in season 3.
The wheels a turning.
So you're now like a 40-year-old white dude.
Who's in there? It's a John Mulaney reference. Someone's in here. But and then Andrew, your wife, was like, "Hey, why don't y'all," shout out to Aaron, was like, "Hey, why don't y'all talk to Pastor Michael over at GCC and see if he can accommodate you guys." And hence the studio, which we haven't named. We've called it the Upper Room Studios, or just After School Program Studios. It was born. And we're in here, and we're going to be developing a couple of other podcasts, so super excited.
Yep.
Check your buzz out.
I was about to say After School Studios, but then we couldn't abbreviate that.
No. Think about these things when you name a company that is somewhat successful.
All right, let's talk about
After
branding, everyone.
Oh man, that's so funny. But Andrew, how you been?
Doing good, man. Working, stuff starting to open back up, kind of.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
I read somewhere, somebody said there are some decades that nothing happens, and then there's like a week where decades happen.
Oh, that is so true. That is so true.
It's been a month.
This is like this is the that time where like everything is happening at once.
Yep.
And I had news apps. Listen, this is a throwback to a couple of episodes ago where I was like, "Hey, I've got the Fox and the CNN app." And I also had a friend who I told, I made a mistake of, told a friend of mine.
Why would you tell somebody that?
I was like, "Hey, if you've got some interesting news, just shoot it over to me." Well, and it's been like he's like a whole other news source now.
Yeah.
So
I was like, oh, I know how it feels to be an old person, because I was just like refreshing the Reddit news page over and over and over.
Oh man, gosh, dude!
I just get my news from Morning Brew, which is like a business like newsletter thing through email. But that's pretty much it.
We should start a news company where it's just every single morning goes, "Hey, everything's bad. Do your best."
We couldn't.
Hey, things still bad. Good luck.
And we could try to sell it to CBS.
Yeah. Be like, "Hey, what's up?" Just be like, every day it's just like a thumbs down emoji.
Yeah. Following some good news is going to be a bunch of bad.
I know,
news.
Just a bunch of bad news. Some bad news. Hey, this is more bad news. It's like,
dude, every single day. Can I do that as a solo podcast?
What?
A bunch of bad news.
PD's bad news.
Yeah.
The episode was like 30 seconds long. Fires, tornadoes, people were shot. Goodbye. I'm like, wait a second, what?
Have a great day.
The intro and outro is longer than the news. It's like, but Andrew, you're working. We're back.
Yeah,
you're in coffee shops, which is very important to you.
That's yes,
that's
extremely.
big.
Unlike PD.
Yeah,
hey, I'm just getting into this.
Yeah.
The world of coffee.
It's fine.
I also had a mocha cookie crumble frappuccino. I don't know.
That is not a coffee.
It's some caramel mocha cookie crumble. It's a Starbucks. I gotta call Lauren and ask.
It's a mocha cookie crumble. It's got like cookie like
too
pieces
many
all
too
over
many
it.
names.
You remind me of like I understand now when people are widowed later on in life, and then you're very lost because like I'm always asking my wife, I'm like, hey, remember when we went to that place and I had that thing that I really liked? And she knows. She's like, yeah, this place, and you had the burger and it had pimento cheese, which you don't really like. And I'm like, you just need basically like a source to affirm and be like, hey, what was that thing that we did? And somebody reminds you. Thankfully,
you need that person.
Yeah, you've got that person.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lauren.
I have that person who can order for me at Starbucks.
Get that thing that I got the last time that I was like,
It's just it's the gateway drug, man.
Yeah.
That's how it all starts.
Oh gosh,
that's how it all starts. Then you'll get into like fancy hot drinks, and then you'll learn that lattes taste really good when the espresso is really good. So,
and then you'll be the dude who makes coffee at home,
like me.
Yeah, where you're at a point where you're like measuring and weighing. You got thermometers and beakers, and you wear a hazmat suit because you're Heisenberg of coffee.
Dude, there's this kettle that I found that holds a temperature at a specific temperature to keep your the hot water consistent. Yeah.
So you got coffee tech.
Yeah. Nice. It's like a whole world.
That's one of those things where, I mean, I don't have coffee isn't my vice, and I don't have a vice. But then I was thinking about this the other week, and I realized not having a vice is my vice. Telling people that I don't have a vice is my vice. And I'm in square one. I'm actually just bad as everybody else.
I'm trying to use coffee to get rid of my other vice, which is sweet tea.
Oh, okay. Hey, from a financial perspective, keep drinking sweet tea.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, sweet tea will consistently cost less than $2.
That's true.
Coffee will cost $6 sometimes.
But at the cost
then
of...
I'm less, like... Then I want it less if it's costing me money.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. It's all bad. Both are
I woke up early today and I drank a coffee. It's like I'm a new person.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's something about the
growing up.
I drink coffee. I had a cup of coffee today because I realized it's not really about the coffee, right? It's about you holding a thing, and you know what I mean, and you're pacing. And you put a bagel in your mouth and you're eating and you're like, I got my coffee and it's steaming.
Is it just like signaling that you're starting your day? Is that
hot beverage?
Yeah. It's just it's steaming and my son's looking at me and I'm like, I'm a father.
Yeah.
I'm a dad.
That's isn't that the most like picturesque dad situation though? A man standing with a bagel and a hot cup of coffee with a baby just staring at him.
Yeah. And you're like, you don't understand about this. I didn't put any sweetener in this because I hate goodness. Yeah. Guys, so I feel bad. I recorded a preface to episode 80 that you were on, Andrew, just because I was like, and we were talking, I was like, hey, the world kind of went to heck, and
in the span of a week.
In the span of a week, but we recorded this podcast that we ended with if 2020 was a movie, and we
I was about to say that reminds me.
I
have to say that like I had the most hilariously unfortunate statements that I've ever made.
Which you said, say it. Do you want to say it again?
Okay. I said that things need to get worse in America and more people need to die in order for 2020 to be a compelling movie. And it happened. I'm sorry. This is all my fault.
So it's almost like you're to blame in a way.
Yes. Corona's my fault. Racism is my fault.
What if everything that happens on this podcast is just us speaking things into existence?
Yeah.
Oh man,
and we're all millionaires. Huh? Wait a minute.
What?
Huh?
It would suck if Florida fell into the sea.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen. I'm just throwing it out there to see if we have powers.
Florida alone somehow crumbled from the 50 states or 49 or whatever.
It would be Florida if it happened.
Yeah. I was reading something on Twitter where something crazy happened. It was like Florida woman and something crazy, and somebody retweeted and was like, I knew it was going to be crazy when it started off with Florida.
Yeah.
That's all headlines need to be.
Yeah.
Something bad in Florida.
Florida.
Like, I don't have to tell me.
It could not even have to do with Florida.
No.
Put Florida in the name.
Yeah, you're like,
auto
yikes.
clicks. Yep, clicks.
Man.
No, I was legitimately today. I was searching through, scrolling through TikTok like you do sometimes.
Right.
And I saw somebody made a TikTok literally about our conversation of it being like an uncompelling movie. They were like, I just feel like from the view of like aliens, like, oh, did you see season 4 of Earth? And they're like, yeah, I feel like they rushed it.
Wow.
Oh man, dude.
So me and aliens on the same page.
Yeah.
Just back to back, man. It's been crazy, man. So I don't know what else we're gonna talk about.
Well,
we're
there
gonna
was
intro
something you wanted
season
to
3.
play.
I did want to show something to my boy. Would you like to pair? Yes. I want to show you this terrible. What genre of music?
I
is
think this is Christian emo trap.
What PD said.
Okay.
Somebody sent me this. Where I saw this
Is
on
this
Twitter
satire?
the other day. I am struggling. I am still struggling.
Let
as I do
me
not know.
confirm this
Like
with.
Fantano has retweeted this.
I am.
Is this like Christian 100
I'm
gex?
not a bad boy, but I sure do look like one. Tats on my face, but I'm saved by the sun. Jesus is God, he is the icon. Girl, you wanna spend time with a sinner or a winner like me? I could love you like the king loves thee. I got ripped jeans,
Yo.
but I never tear your heart, baby. Yeah.
Homie needs some pitch correction.
I'm not a bad boy, but
My man, and we'll put the video up for those people who are watching.
Oh man, I hope it's satire. If
you
it's
want to
not,
hope? You want to hope
No,
so?
if
it's not.
If it's not, let's go see this dude on tour whenever
Oh.
it's signed. You know that like who? What is it? Reach Records? Yeah, they're
Reach
like
Records, like,
dying.
hold
they're busting
on,
down this
hold
dude's
on.
door.
Oh my! They're like, wait a second,
Oh, dude, this
Christian emo rap that hasn't been relevant for 10 years.
This was such a very like this dude is like the epitome of youth group boy in like 2013 or 14 with like
Oh,
the
yeah.
girls with
Mine
like
is the tats, 'cause I
the
don't-
mustache tattoo on her
Yeah.
finger.
I don't remember any guys in my youth group having tattoos, but
Oh man, yeah, I saw that the other day and I was like, hey, have you seen this video, Andrew? Oh well,
Nope.
you gotta don't look it up
Yeah, don't look it up.
I
and
think
we'll show you on the
what is the quintessential like 2013 youth group kid? Because to me, it's like Bieber haircut, tap out shirt, and a monster.
So
can.
it changes.
DC shoes.
I think
DC
it's-
shoes. Yeah.
Yes, or like what do they call Osiris shoes?
Oh yeah, those ugly freaking
Yeah.
4-color. I mean, man, I don't know, man.
I mean, these days it's just guys trying to look like David Beckham. I think.
But I mean, has anything aged worse than like 2013, 14, 15? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, yeah.
I had a tap out shirt.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, it was a whole like, and girl, the freaking Cookie Monster flat bill, you know, hats or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Cartoon
like, what was
flat
going
bill
on?
hats.
We all thought Skillet was good.
Hey, don't put me in that group. I was listening to Christian rap music.
did I tell you about the time that I saw Skillet?
No.
Okay, so we were in Philadelphia or somewhere in Pennsylvania. I think it was near Philly, and it was a festival. Skillet was headlining one of the nights. Right, we're backstage. They're going at it. They're playing friggin' what is it?
Monster.
Feel like a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the closer.
No, that was like in the middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's a bold move.
And I think
Yeah.
they did. I think they did one of the Awake, Alive or whatever.
I'm awake and I'm alive. That was
Yeah.
my anthem in
Yeah.
youth group.
They played that. It was sick. And it took me back. But they're playing "Feel Like a Monster," and then he just stops playing bass.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the bass is still going,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, you're not." But he's like, not even. He's like walking out on a catwalk, like
Yeah.
singing with a mic in his hand. I'm like, "Bro, you're not even trying to fake this."
Well, he does that, and he also just like he'll have like the bass strapped to him, then he'll just like, grab the mic with both hands.
yeah. And it's like, there's obvious bass parts here, my
Yeah.
guy.
I mean, at what point do you do something enough to where you're like, hey, doesn't matter anymore?
That's the
Milwaukee,
That's the pastor. It's
you know, and then you just, you know what I mean?
That's
mean,
the
it's-
pastor with the phone when he's praying.
True.
Oh, shabba da 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 da. Where you're like, what? You can tell that was like a live stream or something. Like that lived on, buddy.
I have to have been to like 10 Skillet shows, and I like seeing Skillet live. I think they
Yeah.
do great live shows.
Now they do great live shows.
Yeah.
They didn't have the string players
they
whenever I
didn't?
saw them, but because it was a festival, so
Yeah,
it was
I
a
w-
fly date.
I saw him at a secular festival. And that
Oh,
was
really?
the best skillet show I'd seen because there
Yeah.
were mosh pits.
So it was a Christian festival that I was at because we were playing it. Like
mosh
the
pits?
band that I was playing it. No, not really. Just a lot of jumping. But we were standing in the back, so we were standing next to the drum riser.
Yeah.
Yo, she can play,
Yeah.
man. What is that? Jen?
Yeah, Jen Ledger.
Yeah.
Man, that girl can freaking smack. That girl freaking goes to town on those drum kits.
Are the
man.
drums like? Is she actually playing for those shows?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
she
Okay.
has to be. I guess she doesn't
Is
have
that the
to
drums?
be,
Is
but-
what? Is that a thing that you can't fake?
Well,
on
yeah,
a live
because the
show?
people who are closest, you can like hear
Yeah.
the drums.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what sucks if you go to a baseball stadium. Because I saw Metallica at a baseball stadium, and they moved like to the front of the stage for one part of it.
Yeah.
and I could hear like Lars hit it immediately, and then I would hear it come out of the speakers.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was just one song though. So
Yeah, that's weird. It was weird because like she does her own stuff. Like she's got
Yeah,
her like
yeah.
ledger stuff.
Oh, we saw her. Remember, she's like hyping herself up in the back of Winter Jam when we snuck back there.
Oh, yeah, dude,
yeah,
she was
yeah.
on Winter Jam. So my buddy from a band called The Protest played drums for Skillet while she was doing that.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I feel like I'd be disappointed if I went to see Skillet and she wasn't there.
That's fair.
But then she was like pretty adamant about like I did not leave Skillet.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, but then she didn't play with Skillet that night, did she?
I'm still with
no,
Skillet.
because she was. I don't. Oh yeah, she's British. Yeah, no, she didn't play with them that night because she wanted to like do her own thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think she still sang with them if they were on the same tour.
Yeah, she's either from Australia or New Zealand or the UK. I don't know which one.
PD
You
is,
can tell
PD is
we're all
accent-
well-traveled.
accent blind.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, up north. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they say Kiwi, then they're from New Zealand.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So Andrew, you've been on the show. This is your This is your three-peat guest.
Yep.
And we've never invited you to tell some church stories.
So I think I told a church story the first time when we were in the Low Country.
In the Low Country.
I told about, I believe it was the story about how the pastor walked on stage whenever he wasn't supposed to, and I was screaming into the
don't. What was the name of that episode? I can't remember.
The one about Tim too.
The one about Tim.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
Tim too.
That was the dumbest. It's Tim to what was it? Tim to praise or whatever.
Tim to. It's
Yeah.
a Tim to something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a-
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But then I
put a
saw
picture
that
of it.
and I just could not stop referencing it during the podcast.
I forgot about
Such a specific thing to reference
Yeah.
on an all audio podcast at that point.
Okay,
Dude,
to be fair, we posted something on the Instagram. That's why y'all gotta
Yeah,
follow
that's true.
it. That's a fourth plug for
I mean,
the
at this
Instagram.
point, like, this podcast, season 3 only makes sense if you've seen season 1 and 2.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I love that.
No,
song.
I can give you my church story about the time I went to go see J.O.
J.O.
Baby.
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 J.O. baby.
I went to go see the baby himself, J.O.
The baby. The baby. Joel
The
Osteen.
baby Joel Osteen. Dude,
J.O.
okay.
baby.
So my uncle, I don't think he lives down there anymore, but he lives like right in between Dallas and Houston. So we were staying with him while we were down there, just like, traveling around Texas. Cause
J.O. country.
yeah,
Yeah.
J.O. country.
J.O.C.
So we were down there going to visit Dallas, just cause, and I had a friend in New Orleans, so we were getting up that early that morning to go drive towards New Orleans to have dinner with my friend that night. So we were going to drive through Houston anyway. So we were like, we gotta go to Lakewood.
Gotta visit.
I mean, like,
Lakewood.
ironically, or were y'all like,
I mean, no, ironically.
Oh.
Well, so
So like me and Sean at Winter Jam.
yeah, exactly. So it's like you go. Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's like me and my dad. It's kind of like, it's one of the things. It's like, well, I'm here and it's a Sunday,
and he's there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I go do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you walk in. I don't know if you know much about Lakewood.
I know it's like an old.
It's the Rockets.
Basketball. Stadium.
Basketball stadium,
And they make it look huge on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah. So you walk in. We went in the early service on purpose.
Mhm.
Okay. So they do this thing. If anyone ever does decide to go experience the J.O. live,
The J.O. experience.
if
Yeah.
you go tell them, if they ask you, are you a first timer? and you say yes, they will put you in the front row.
Really?
I was like,
Say no more.
I was like second or like one of the first like three
Shut it
couple of
down.
rows. Yeah, it was. I was like row 2,
Oh my gosh.
like on the right side. They have like sectioned off areas for like new people. Okay, well, firstly, I have never seen so many people with massive smiles at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Dude. You know, that's the J.O. standard. He's probably like, hey, smile or get off.
That's
baby.
that's Botox.
Yeah.
That's
They don't even want it. They're all
Everybody's
Yeah.
trying to look
Yeah.
angry, but there's just so much Botox.
they can't. They
It's
physically
just
cannot
keeping
frown.
it up.
Man, dude.
And then the giant globe was there, you know,
Yeah.
like it is.
Spin it,
Dude,
splinting.
spinning. It's a whole production. Also, J.O.'s like, he's fit.
Yeah,
Oh,
what
dude.
is it?
Fit
What'd you say?
dude, man.
Swolosteen.
Bro Swolstein.
Bro,
There's a picture of him like at the beach
Yeah.
with a
Yeah.
surfboard.
Bro
or what was he?
Swolstein?
Yeah, Bros.
But like seeing him in person, I'm like, man, like he's a good looking dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's one of those things where you're like,
Why did I Google Joel Osteen shirtless? I think I was making a meme of him,
and you're like,
and
hey,
then I was like,
you know,
"Whoa, he's like he looks like a pro wrestler." Like,
Yeah, dude. He's
you like the
terrifying.
idea of, you know, because what's his name? Stephen Furtick was also like a really scrawny dude with
Yeah.
like spiky hair.
I mean, he's still
And then
scrawny
he
from the
got,
waist
like-
down.
yeah. Hey, let me.
He got swole.
One more plug for the Instagram. Let's do an out of context quote of the week, and that'll be the one.
Why did I look
I don't know why I Googled.
Why did I Google Joel Osteen's shirt?
That's the one for this week.
Well, so you want to think, you know, even like Stephen Furtick.
Yeah.
Do you think that they just took a look at themselves one day and they're like, I need to beef up. These suits need to sit better on me.
Be like,
and then
if
you
I'm going to be in
approach-
front of 16,000 people, I
I
need
need
to
to-
look the part, brother.
And he's going to someone like, hey, could you, I need to get on some protein shakes, baby. Could you help me just swole up, baby?
Man.
I'm preaching the gospel. I'm trying to be
'Cause
physically and spiritually fit,
That,
baby.
I mean, he's not young.
No.
But
Like,
he's got like he could hire a Marvel trainer with the money he
well,
has.
yeah. I'm sure he does. I'm
Yeah.
sure he literally hires a Marvel trainer.
Yeah.
All his food is like mapped out and brought to him
Yeah.
by the trainers.
I like
probably.
the idea of like Joel Osteen between 17 services eating like just broiled chicken
Yeah.
and
It's like-
broccoli out of like a Tupperware.
It's like between one service
Rubbermaid
is
Tupperware.
protein, the next service is getting a pump in, then more protein.
He's doing sets in between
Yeah.
preaching.
Yeah. It's like, what is unnecessary?
I'm sorry, baby, I cut a little too close.
Could you help me with my suit jacket, baby? That's how he talks to his bodyguards.
He's got a spotter just waiting on him in the back to just run back and just throw up a couple reps.
I gotta go up there in 2 minutes and I'm out of
He's just
breath,
like-
baby.
He's just like, mind, body, soul, baby. You're like, what are you saying?
No,
hit
that's
a
his
bench
rest.
press
Mind, body, soul.
Wow.
Oh, man.
He reps to the fruit of the
He
spirit.
practices his sermons while he's doing.
Should have been a Honda, should have been a Kia. You're like, what are you doubling up? Maybe you should just work out or pray or prep for the next service. Don't do all three.
All three at
What's
the same
that thing
time?
that they do that they repeat?
The mantra? What is it?
Yeah, like he's like, what if he does that for himself when he's lifting? Like, I will lift these weights.
Oh, yeah.
He's
So
like, "My
that was
best
really weird
life
to
Yeah.
experience,
now."
too.
Yeah.
That was very weird to experience because there's nothing like a basketball arena full of people saying the exact same thing at the exact same time to scare the mess out of
We
you.
did that at the church that we went to for a long time.
Yeah.
The corporate confession,
So it's not a-
which sounds like
Yeah.
a scandal, but
Yeah.
Hindsight. Yeah.
Corporate
Well, it's like it's different when there are words on the screen for you to read.
Yeah.
But when it's just like, okay, hey, we're gonna do this thing.
Don't like,
Giant
"In the name of
voice.
the-"
Yeah.
yeah, that must be trippy.
It was really strange. But
Uh-huh.
Y'all are
I say-
up front. Y'all
I-
are up front.
Yeah, I say all that to say, go do it if you got the chance.
Yeah.
Experience it.
Oh, man.
Experience it, and then never go back.
Dude, I did some work with a guy who used to work at Lakewood.
Yeah.
And he said that, I mean, this is just like, guys, if we ever want to make just like bank. We need to start a church.
If we
If we start a church, somebody's gonna play this podcast back.
if we want our hair to go gray, we'll start a
Yeah,
church.
yeah.
People like, they said it right here. This episode, they say it that they're gonna start a church.
Of everybody that I know, nobody would say it's easy.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Of course not. But at Lakewood, they have the accountants, the office, the administrative staff. They have a staff member whose sole purpose is to collect checks and money from people who've died. That hey, when I die, part of their will is to hey, just bless the church.
Let's start a church.
One step. And it's dude, people who are doing well for themselves, their life insurance
There's
check or
plenty
whatever.
of them in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just think about it. Just a staff member who's legit just opening up envelopes and meeting with, lawyers or whatever.
So everyone,
for people hey, I'm,
now we will be taking Throwing to the Church Stories podcast,
yes.
an after school program
Hey.
into your will. Leave us some money.
What's your PayPal, Shama?
Hey, it's Shama. I can't even remember.
Let us turn it
913
into
at Gmail.
Let us turn it into a song for you,
Hey,
or-
to be played at your funeral.
Or listen. Grace and I have been putting off writing a will because let's be honest, who wants to do that?
Yeah.
But when I do, I'll probably be like, hey, maybe leave half of my belongings to Church Stories podcast, who will be hosted by I don't know when I'll die. You and another black guy that you bring.
I'll have auditions, casting a new black host.
You're first and foremost, watch these 80+ episodes that my now rest in peace co-host Shama.
Hey,
was in.
dude, I've got to have a black co-host because I have the best trap card in history. I posted about that.
Yeah.
It's you have a black friend. Well, I have a black co-host. Yeah. So
co-host collaborator. Man, yeah, that's the. We're gonna get into race in this episode.
Well, I'll just quote my dad in saying he's like,
oh, that
he's
was so good.
He's I don't want racial equality. Nick Saban was talking about. He's if half the team was white, we'd lose every game.
Oh, so I love your dad's hot takes, man. He's always. But then
some of them can't go on Twitter. Some of them can.
You put one up though the other day, right?
Yeah, that was the one that was.
Oh,
that
man. Man,
oh
that's
yeah,
so
I
funny.
just saw that one while I was sitting in the car, and I was like, retweet. Solid retweet.
All the stuff that's happened racially. For some odd reason, I was talking to Pastor Michael the other day when I stopped by the office, and I was telling him there's this invisible finger kind of wagging at everyone, hey, be more inclusive, right? Post about it, talk about it. And I haven't. I made the preface on the podcast, but I'm black, but I'm do I need to work with more people of color? I'm already working with me. And you're well, I'm already working with Shama, so I'm covered. Yeah. But then even I'm I do work with a lot of white people, but they're great. I work with quality whites.
Quality white.
Sounds like
That
a
doesn't
product.
Yeah. Sounds like a paper towel.
Arby's, we have the whites.
That's like Charmin. Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, it's been a weird time. A lot of white people have messaged me to apologize, and I don't know.
Oh, so I've seen all the tweets being hey, from black people being it's annoying being the black friend right now. It's
Or people dude, man, I don't know, I can't imagine what you're going through. And I'm dude, I had a really nice bagel this morning with a cup of coffee.
And my child's staring at me.
I had an invoice get paid. I'm fine.
On the NFL podcast I listened to, this dude, his name is Patrick Claybon, he's dude, after the 5th white guilt phone call that I've gotten, I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah, there was this yeah, man, it's confusing. Do you feel need to apologize?
Oh, yeah, I did. Or not apologize. But I mean,
you were so quick
about
to
it.
answer, you didn't even let me finish.
He's posting stuff. I did do that. I did it on Deuteronomy. I was I guess I have to do. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, did it.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing is, and this is under the context of this podcast, of course, where I'm you know what? If you care about inclusivity, I feel like you're already doing it.
Yeah, and
right?
you
If
also,
if you like black
Why is-
content creators, comedians, musicians, like you're listening to them.
I've like we crap on social media so much, and it's like if you don't put this important thing on social media, then you're not doing your and like shaming people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so weird, all the social pressure.
But then they get mad at you when you do
Yeah,
post
it's
it
a-
yeah,
because
and
it's
they're like, "Hey, you didn't
they're
do
like,
it right."
"Hey,
And you're like, "What the? I didn't. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying, man."
Yeah. It's the rules aren't outlined, man.
Be like me and Chase and post cop memes. That's all you gotta do.
you're the Martin Luther King Juniors of 20 years from now.
Yeah.
And at a time in 2020 when the world needed hope, P.D. Bachman at Hallelujah on
And
Instagram
Chase
saved
Bridges.
Bridges Parody on Instagram saved the nation.
With cop memes.
I don't know, man. But I mean, guys, I like you guys. Well, that's one thing I was talking about. I was talking to my wife the other day. Well, first of all, I was talking to a friend who was like, "Hey, the best thing that people can do to be more inclusive, or one of the millions of things." But I thought there was a couple of articles going around, and I'm very scatterbrained. There are a couple of articles going around like 75 things white people need to do to relate more to black people, and then there's another one of the things is like, visit a Native American reservation.
Watch Def Jam.
Watch every Martin Lawrence movie in order. This is on the 75 things.
Watch Tracy Morgan's Netflix
An
special.
hour BMT prescribed every day.
Yeah. Watch the Chappelle Show front to back.
Yeah.
Who hasn't done that?
But hey, I mean, seriously, if you haven't, that's what you could do for race
Yeah.
relations is watch the Chappelle. But
Watch the racial draft skit and you're good.
and you'll get it.
or the KKK skinny
Clayton
dies.
Bigsby. Oh yeah, dude.
So
I
funny,
saw that video of like a KKK rally as like Clayton's looking down and he's
Oh
smiling.
my God.
Well, that's one of those things where I was like, the amount of things that people of color are just everyone is expecting white people to do. It's equivalent to like if you haven't been to the gym in a long time.
Yeah.
And you feel
Here's what white people can
we're
do.
like, hey, white people, this is what you can do to get swole over a weekend. You're like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
How about no more KKK rallies?
Yeah,
That's one
just
thing we could
let's
do.
just like not do that anymore.
Yeah.
The bar's on the floor.
So is it like that? Because I saw Gushers say that they supported Black Lives Matter. So is it like a thing that like every entity? Okay, so after school program Church Stories is against racism.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, man.
Obviously.
Well, here's the thing. It's okay. I get it when like companies or whatever say that. I had a friend the other day, and we used to go to Camp Agape with him, a white guy, who posted on Facebook. He was like, it started off with like, I've been silent for way too long. And it was one of those things. And he went on with like a scroll and a bunch of pictures with him and a bunch of black dudes. And I was like, hey, dude, like, nobody's on the edge of their sweet seat. Like, man, I just, man, it's so, like, when is he going to speak up? I'm like, I don't know if that's how it works, but
I remember
like, I'm not thinking, I'm like, man, I need Gushers to make a statement right now. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had Gushers, let alone knowing what their racial policy was.
like 2 years ago. I think I apologized to you because it just dawned on me like all the casual racism in youth group.
Yeah, but we're not gonna go into that.
I was like, I
youth
need
group,
to
nonetheless.
apologize for this because it like hit me how like messed up the things that we just thought were funny and would throw around are.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier today. I was hanging out with Tony, where I was like, I made jokes. There's a plumber in town that I'm not gonna say. He's got a truck that on his truck there's a bunch of trucks. There's a decal of him rolling up his sleeves, and it looks kind of creepy. I don't know. It's just a picture of the dude's face, and I took a picture of it in traffic, like he was in front of me. I took a picture of it and I put it up on Facebook, and I was like, plumber or pedophile? And a guy we went to church with, who was a photographer, messaged me on Facebook with a screenshot of that picture and goes, hey, this dude is one of my clients and he's a really great guy. And I was like, I am so sorry. And I deleted it. And now when I think about that now, like every time I see the truck, I think, and I just cringe thinking about it.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, why would I ever joke that someone's a pedophile?
And
I'm like, that is, I'm like, what was I thinking? Or was the bar for comedy so low for who I was as a person to be like, let's just put this up? No, it's never okay.
Yeah.
I going through my Facebook, I realized I was like, oh, I didn't think anybody would ever, like, I didn't think I would ever be famous enough for anybody to care about my, so I remember, like, about 2 years ago, I did a scrub of my Facebook.
And the whole time you're like, who was this person?
Oh, I saw,
was I hacked?
This reminds me, I saw Lauren's brother, her, like, 9-year-old brother with a TikTok, and I was like, I'm so glad that there wasn't TikTok when I was 9.
Oh yeah,
because I can't imagine the stuff. I mean, he did. I'll give him credit. Shout out to Colin. He had one TikTok that was his brother playing video games, and then it said how my haters play.
So anyway, like he's gonna tap into a level of comedy that we're not able to.
yeah.
Just because of his understanding and level of life.
But at the same time, he's probably gonna look at 90% of those and be like, "Why did I do that?"
It doesn't
you
age
don't look
well.
back on stuff that you've made. You're like, man, I'm so proud. I'm so proud I said that thing when I said it. It's not how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, like, I wanted to be famous like a few years back, and I'm like, I'm really glad that it didn't happen, because I'm like, I don't, you know, when I'm like child stars or whatever, I'm like, nobody's set for that. You're not.
No, what you're set for is drug abuse. If you're a child
you're
star,
not set to, like, you know, to make statements and stuff, and then
how many child stars that you're like, oh, they spent their whole life as a well-adjusted person.
you're like, no.
But it's like at least 2 trips to rehab.
But also, I mean,
think about Bieber's life, like, trajectory.
dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he's
like,
definitely, like, on the up, but, like, it took him a while to get back there.
how do you
His
handle
whole
that
history is
as a
just on
kid?
the internet. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what you scrub
Starting
or pay
at,
to
like,
scrub.
what, 12, I think?
Yeah, the whole time.
Teenagers can't handle being teenagers as it is, and then
yeah.
being like world famous on top of it.
That's like Twitter. People talk about, like, Gen Zers can't, like, Gen Zers are too afraid to ask for ranch but want to defund the police.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the same people. It's like the
Yeah.
same people who are like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go ask for a refill because they seem pretty busy right now. And I'm like, hey dude, free refills, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know though, man. We're all figuring it out though. I don't have an answer. Hey, that's the whole. We're talking about racial issues. Hey, and a black guy just said he doesn't have the answers. Neither do y'all have answers?
Pass legislation. Politicians, you figure it out. I mean, honestly, what am I going to do? Like, go to every cop and be like, hey, don't you do that. Pass legislation.
Yeah.
Vote and learn things.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty.
That's
Keep
pretty
your
much
body
like the
cams
best.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an article I saw that was like,
don't send us emails, guys, please.
it was like, cop can't record birth of son because his camera keeps turning off. Hard Times News.
Oh man, oh that's rough. That's good. I like the idea of some things don't need a body cam. we should put a body cam on one of us for just like a day and just comment.
See what happens.
Just see what happens. It's just you
Like,
know.
Why'd you turn that off, Petey? I was in the bathroom. Like, what do you want from me?
How do we know? Anyway, hey, let's read some emails though, right? Can we do that? We got a little bit more time.
Yeah, we can do it. What are we, 40 minutes into this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get into this. Dance challenge gone wrong. Actually, I need to go a little bit further back. Pronouncing. Oh, okay. Dance challenge gone wrong. I don't even know if we respond to this person. Hey, Shauna and PD. Wow. Shauna. Guys.
Hey, the M is next to the N. Give him a break.
Rebecca Houghton. I think
if somebody makes a typo, I always look to see if the letter that they ended up using was beside the letter.
Okay.
Just.
But yeah, I don't know. If you're a fan of the show, then you know. My name is Rebecca. Just kidding, Rebecca. Thanks for emailing us. I have a church story for you all. So in my youth group, we have a midweek service every Wednesday, and we have icebreakers at the beginning of the service. Well, this story takes place around Valentine's Day. My youth pastor decided to have a group challenge for 3 guys in my youth group. Guys, when has ever a youth pastor challenge that's around like a holiday ever been good?
When I heard icebreaker, I was like,
I was about to say, can we talk about the word icebreaker? And when has that ever been followed by the sounds of yes?
Yeah. It's always like yeah.
It's
even
like,
a conference. I've been to like marketing conferences where there's like, people 30 and up.
Yeah.
And like a little icebreaker. It's 7 a.m. and like
get to know
nobody cares.
Maybe after this story, we can just share like disgusting things we've seen at youth group.
Oh, dude, I don't. Okay. Okay. You asked for it. Okay. My youth pastor decided 3 guys to come up. 2 ladies were sitting on a couch, and it was a makeshift with it was a makeshift couch or whatever with 3 chairs and a black cloth. The icebreaker was simple. The 3 men go to the foyer in our student center with the male leader to learn how to do their dance moves. I don't like this. When the music starts, the leader will bring the guy into our service room. They will do their dance and eventually make it up to the stage and sit in the middle of the girls. Well, the first one was good. The second one barely danced. He just walked up to the makeshift couch they made. But before the final guy came up to do it, they took the middle chair out of the makeshift couch and put pillows in its place. So the final guy comes up, he does his dance all the way where he was supposed to sit, and as he sat down, the girl stood up and he landed on the pillows. It was the most funniest thing I've ever seen. So I hope you enjoy that and laugh and have a good day. P.S. Don't try to pronounce my last name. It's too hard. I know.
Did she send it?
Rebecca Don Houghton. I think it's like Israel Houghton.
Let me see this.
Yeah, Houghton.
Don Houghton. Hey, yeah. Rebecca Don Houghton.
Houghton.
I mean, okay. So, hey, you fell on your butt. Ha ha. Ice broken.
I mean, if you're on ice, falling on your butt would break it.
That's always funny.
True.
So
Andrew, have you seen anything that you would describe as gross at youth group?
You've been in youth groups.
Oh man.
Something that the youth pastor specifically asked for too.
And they're always super excited about
So
it.
there's always the mayonnaise ice cream trick. Do you guys know about that one?
I did that with butter. I didn't mean to. Like, my friend Gabe went to the peddler and there's bowls of butter, and he's like, oh, you got ice cream? I was like, yeah, dude, try it. And then he just got a spoonful of butter. Yeah.
That's terrible.
So if you freeze sour cream, it's the same consistency too. Mm-hmm. Or if you soften ice cream and kind of harden sour cream, it's the same. I will say, there's nothing worse than thinking you're about to bite into vanilla ice cream and then biting into sour cream.
There's nothing worse than
a jaw
thinking
thing.
You're gonna have something and then not having it.
That's true. That's true.
It's the whole prank. So that happened at a youth group.
Yeah,
before?
that was a youth group thing. There was the blender thing
where you just blend up a bunch of stuff,
like a McDonald's Happy Meal into a thing, but cardboard and all.
Well,
you're just asking for some.
Yeah, our church was.
Don't say the one that I was gonna say. Go ahead though.
Okay, wait. Does it have to do with insects?
No.
Okay,
no.
then I'm good.
Dude, I remember this one though. Was I here for this one? No, I wasn't there for this one.
Yeah,
I heard about it later.
This is the post-Shama era at this youth group.
I thought you were gonna say post-firing, and I'm like, don't say that. No, I brought it up.
Yeah, so post-firing, they wanted to play Fear Factor, which immediately, if you're a kid in youth group and somebody says Fear Factor, leave. Call your parents.
Every time.
Get out of there. But they did a bunch of stuff and they ended it with having the kids eat worms.
Like actual worms?
Yes, actual worms.
Dude.
And then Tony's mom, Rachel Palcino, shout out. Tony was our producer for one episode.
Yeah.
She was not happy.
Dude, didn't parents show up too?
I don't know.
Maybe this was a different
thing. I just remember her being like, what if he has parasites now?
Dude, did he eat one? Did Tony eat?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a really, really bad story of a guy who ate a slug in the UK on a dare, and he ended up. It's not good, man. The dude died. First of all, he was paralyzed. Had some type of parasite, paralyzed from the neck down, thanks to some type of parasite. No thanks to some type of parasite, and then passed away. Just it was instant. There's video of him eating. I don't even think it was a slug. I think it was a cockroach or something. Just on a whim, man. On I bet you double dog dare ya.
I'm good. I can't even. If one of those got close to me, I'd start gagging. There's no way I could get it down,
dude. So that's the thing where I resolved in my heart of hearts when I was younger that I'm never gonna be bullied into doing something.
Yeah.
So somebody's hey, you're not a real guy if you don't do this. I'm like, hey dude, guess I'm not a real man. Sorry.
Yep.
You win. Bye.
That's what I was thinking when I was there. I was like, there's no way they could ever get me to do this. There's not enough money.
Well, there's also
they didn't get paid anyways. No. Nobody got anything.
Yeah, you win an iTunes gift card, which nobody wants because nobody uses iTunes.
Not even that. There was no winner. I mean,
Okay.
well, there was a winner, but they didn't win anything.
This is so bad.
I got an iTunes gift card for Christmas from my wife, Erin's mother. She tried so hard.
Really?
$100 iTunes gift card. And I'm
Wow.
like, what am I going to do with this? Luckily, I got all the Harry Potter movies.
Hey,
There you go.
So I was smart with it and got all of those. So now
God bless you.
I could watch them all
That's all
whenever
that
I want
matters.
to. Yeah.
Did you find out anything?
I
about
found, so
that? Was it
this
a
is
slug?
this is just in the youth ministry collective of seedbed.com under games and ideas called the worst youth ministry ideas ever. All right. So I'm just going to read off hot titles and you're just going to
Oh my goodness.
and you're just going to stop me if you want to know more. Chocolate slide to the altar.
What?
Dude, you know what's funny? It's like, you think they would ramp up. The first one sounds horrible.
Oh, man.
I'll read it.
The very first
That's
one.
right. Armed with a story that they misheard from an uber famous youth ministry guru, they concluded a Chalktober event with the youth pastor unfurling a slip and slide down the center of the aisle church sanctuary. You know, the kind with the oddly colored laid carpet in honor of someone's grandmother. Then the students pour chocolate syrup down the slide like flower petals in some sort of bad wedding idea. And the youth pastor took off his shirt and went down the slide off the other end and into the altar.
Yeah, okay, there doesn't need to be a slide. Youth pastor never needs to take his
Never
shirt
needs
off.
to be shirtless. All right, listen, if you're a youth pastor and you're at a pool or the beach, don't take your shirt off either.
Yeah. Crushed by a beach ball.
Crushed by a beach ball?
Sounds this one.
Crushed? Wait, how do you... Is it made of metal? How do you get crushed by a beach ball?
Dude.
Because they threw it off of a 2-story building.
Oh.
Read it. We need closure.
Another youth pastor brought one of those 8-foot beach balls for some game he read about on a website and decided to test it in the gym. They had plenty of time to rethink tossing it off the second story into the waiting arms of the 7th grader because it wouldn't fit through the double doors, but nothing stopped them. They deflated it a bit, moved it through the doors, reinflated it, and had the student waiting far, far below to catch it. They tossed it over the balcony and watched as the 7th grader was laid out flat by the child. A 7th grader is a small person.
Small
Yeah.
people, dude.
There was a video made. It was deleted.
Oh, man.
That's so bad that you're like, hey, this doesn't need a second life.
Yeah.
So that's
Ever.
like how if you drop a penny from like a giant building, it becomes like a bullet on its way
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
basically. So if you drop a beach
I don't know
ball
how true
from a
that is.
2-story,
I
let's
heard,
try
like,
it.
Mythbusters. Huh? With who? Email us to volunteer.
Yeah. Next one. Hot tub baptismal. Need I say more?
It just sounds this sounds like 3rd-degree burns.
I mean, it says, you know, you can get those portable water heaters to make anything into a hot tub. Bad idea. Worse that the pastor found out from a picture posted online of his children in the hot tub baptismal.
Yikes.
Dude, that's not good.
Boiled egg eating contest
Oh, is this the okay? So go
Where
ahead.
are you? Where is this? On the internet.
on the internet.
Wait, you just Googled?
I literally Googled bad youth group ideas.
You want to know what's funny is that there's probably a youth pastor listening, and I don't know if we attract that kind of crowd, but if you are, welcome.
Yeah.
Who's listening to these and be like, oh, I got to try that one.
Oh,
That sounds funny.
There was some dude who
and
just
it's not.
As soon as Andrew said hot tub baptism, he turned this off, and then he went to buy himself whatever was needed.
Oh man, dude.
So
yeah.
I can explain why boiled egg eating contest is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just by saying, what was the word? Sudden death round.
See,
And entire egg.
See?
Eating an entire egg.
at once.
Yeah, because of sudden death in their
yeah.
youth group, and like people are dumb,
See, there's
and
this,
these are 12-year-olds.
There's this.
Yeah.
this- I don't understand. It happens a lot in youth groups where, you know, if you're like, hey, are y'all ready to get crunk or what? I don't know what people say now.
They don't say that.
They don't
But
say crunk.
Maybe
Y'all
is lit,
ready to get
is lit
litty?
still around? I
Um,
don't know.
But then, like, you could just convince people to do anything. Like, the worst youth group game that I remember was like, you remember youth pastor made like people drink. Oh, first of all, he's like, hey, somebody come up here with like the smelliest sock. Bring your smelliest sock up here. And they brought it up.
I was there.
You were?
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, we've got a can of like Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow and Pepsi and stuff. Who wants to drink this soda through the empty sock, and like you know who did this. Don't say their name.
Well,
they did all these
it wasn't,
challenges.
It wasn't even that. It was.
You had to drink it through. You had to put it on top of the can.
They didn't know until they got up there. It was a bamboozle. Because he's like, who has the smelliest sock or no, he got 2 people on stage, and then he said,
and then
there were 2 cans, and they both had to trade and put their sock on the person, and then you had to chug it and
through the sock.
You had a smelly sock filter for your warm Diet Coke. And then the first person to finish theirs was the winner of some prize that was not worth it.
No, not worth it. Never worth it.
It's only worth it.
It would have to be like I know it, like, you know, the church I worked at, we gave away like AirPods or
no,
like
the church
iPods
that we went to
or iPads and stuff like that.
No, you'd be lucky to get anything over $15. Lucky.
Unless Joe Rogan is the one telling you to do it, don't do it, because you know there's money at the end if you're on Fear Factor.
That's true,
dude. Man,
the funny thing is, he said that he was like out of his mind on drugs for that whole run of that show.
He had to have been.
There is a certain. I've done a couple of hosting gigs, and I'm not saying that I want to be do drugs, but if you've got to do like 30 of those in a month, and you're doing those 12-hour shifts,
he did hundreds of those probably,
dude. It's not like you need a higher power. You determine how high. Hey, we actually got an audio.
We did.
This is called the chipped tooth. The time I chipped my tooth. This is a picture of the chipping. I don't know why I'm showing you. I'll just put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play it. Do y'all want to listen to it? It's 57 seconds.
Let's go.
The time that I chipped my tooth at Winterfest. Winterfest is a place that you go to for church guides. I was a church guardian. I was going down to get prayed for my healing, to get up and walk. The guy had blue oil or blue container that had oil in it, but it looked blue. He prayed for me. I thought I jumped out of my chair and walk. Apparently you can't do that, so I jumped in my chair and thought the pastor was going to catch me. He did not. So I fell and chipped my tooth on the concrete. I had to go home to my dad, that's a pastor, explain to him that I chipped my tooth. And my mom, they looked at me like I had 4 heads. So this was my church story on how I chipped my tooth trying to walk.
That's amazing.
Wow, he was supposed to catch me.
So
he did it.
He did not.
So
I love your cadence.
The play-by-play is immaculate.
So he was standing up. He was being prayed for.
He can't walk.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was being prayed for and got like anointed with oil, or he said it was in like a blue oil or something.
Yeah.
Like,
and he said he jumped up for the pastor to catch him.
No, he jumped up to try and walk.
Oh yeah.
And the pastor didn't catch him. So he went face first on the concrete.
So here's the thing. Have faith, but also have a mattress.
This episode is brought to you by Purple Mattress.
By Mattress King.
Have faith, but also have... So here's the only thing that I think
context
of.
Quote number 2.
I was at a church. If you're praying for people, and you have enough faith that God's gonna, restore a man's ability to walk, and it doesn't happen, and the man falls and chips their tooth, do you continue praying? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how does the altar call kind of continue?
Well,
do you stand up and go, we believe that God could do everything, and you leave? Or do you you have to just disperse like the end of Ocean's 11,
where
everybody just like walks out? That's a good question. I need to know his name. Ray Tsakalis.
Hey Ray, try standing first. Jumping is like number 2.
Dang, man. And that chipped tooth looks gnarly too.
But thank you for sending in the story.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I want to know where Winterfest.
Dude, I was at where was I? I was at a Church of God camp too. Man, it was just a trend. And the guy, dude, this was cringy, man. this was my first time at this camp too. I normally went to Church of God Prophecy camps, but I was at a Church of God camp this one time, unpaid. And I think they gave me like a $50 gift card to like Cracker Barrel or something. And at the end of the week, they were like, we're going to get everybody. Oh, this camp was called Viral Camp. That was the theme, too.
Oh, we talked about this.
Make your faith go viral.
with the freaking...
with like, it had like the death, like the viral, whatever, toxic symbol, radioactive symbol. Can't do that now.
No.
Talk about things that didn't age well. They had merch, too. They had shirts.
But that started happening after coronavirus. Is all the Facebook moms were like, you know what needs to go viral? Like
your faith.
That's
and I'm like, hey, don't do no. But this was like 2015 or 16. Yeah, when this happened. And the guy was like trying to get everybody filled with the Holy Spirit. So he's like, hey, everybody wants to get filled with the Holy Spirit. Come to the front. And then like some people got filled. And then they're like, everybody who didn't, but not some. It wasn't too many. It was like maybe like 300 people in the front. He was like, who didn't get filled? And like maybe like 270 people raised their hands. And he was like, everybody come to this side. And everybody who didn't get filled with the Spirit came to the right side, but it was like a ton of people. And then they didn't get filled there, so he was like, kept on praying for people and was like, everybody who didn't get filled with the Spirit, come to this. And the moment he like shifted everybody to like the left of the stage again, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go scroll on my phone in the bathroom. I'll see you guys. It was I'm like, now we're playing like this musical chairs. Like, is this how the Holy Spirit works?
Hey,
I'm like, this didn't work because y'all were on the right side of the building. If we could just take everybody who wasn't filled with the Spirit
and push it
to this side.
Hey, so I'm trying to find something right now. First of all, congrats to us on 200,000 views for Worship Song.
Guys, we did it. We did really?
Really?
I didn't know.
We're like less than 1,000 away. So
might as well
it'll
get
happen
it.
tomorrow.
Man, that is so cool.
But I'm
cool.
trying to find a comment that really cracked me up.
Oh, which one was it? Did I post it on
Probably.
Instagram?
We posted a lot of the best ones.
But this
to be
was
I also
honest.
have them saved.
This was
I don't know what
recent that I went through it.
Oh.
And I found it. Okay. From Boy Wonder 71. What you doing with that name? This just sounds
Yeah.
And like you're Boy
Wonder
Wonder. If you're the 71st Boy Wonder, then whoever the first one is
there are other 70 boys who are like, nah, me. I'm not a bad boy, but I sure. No,
he said, okay, this is his first comment. At after school program, are you mocking God? And then he followed up. His next comment was, at after school program, which ats don't work on YouTube.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't revert back to us.
I challenge you to write a Holy Spirit inspired song. I don't know anything about you. Do you know Jesus as your Lord and Savior? I love having fun too. There's a fine line. I'm looking forward to hearing your original worship song within the next year. He's giving us a deadline.
I don't think that's how that stuff works.
Yeah.
Sir,
we do comedy.
Yeah.
That's a comedy channel.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, like, it's really well done.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like one of those things where
when you get shouted out by what was the podcast that shouted out the Relevant
Magazine
podcast.
Wretched podcast.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where you're like, hey, maybe we're good at what we do, maybe in a way, but
Erica Campbell. Right?
Yeah, Erica Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Kirk Franklin's son also commented on
Yeah,
Instagram.
well, and the guy from
Integrity Music,
the A&R,
A&R guy reached out and was like, "Hey guys, killer
Centricity
work.
liked it too.
Yeah, Centricity loved it too.
So take that, Boy Wonder 71.
Oh man, we got to wrap up. Our next guest is here.
Oh sweet.
But yeah, I'm super excited about Worship Song hitting 200,000.
Heck yeah.
You're not guaranteed numbers like that.
Nope.
We aren't either, even though...
Nope.
I'm like... That's what I was telling you. We were on a shoot the other day, and I was like, hey, we need to bring some more people on. I'm like, no, people use the V word. People use viral a lot. And I'm like, we can't guarantee that. So we're just going to have fun and make something, and then we're going to put it up eventually. So let's not try to hack it.
I think what I said to you was, I was like... What's with the secrecy around the stuff we do?
I'm like, hey, we're doing a shoot. Hey, we're doing a shoot.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people who know nothing until they get there.
Like Tony.
That's including me. Like me and Chase were, being like very white. I was like, what do I do with my hands on this shoot? But
oh yeah. No, I mean for me it was like Tony rolled up and was like, yo, So Shama just told me to be here at a time. I don't know what we're doing.
And he happened to bring his camera.
And
that
he
we ended
he
up
was like,
using.
I think I'm just gonna bring my camera to do some B-roll.
Yeah.
And he saved the whole project
Yeah.
because we would not made it in
Yeah.
the time frame.
No, legit, Tony. Yeah, I called him the day up. Well, it's not secrecy as much as it is just kind of like, hey, let's make something in like an environment where there's
tempered expectations.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and
Yeah,
let's hang
yeah.
out and let's put it out. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we do with everything, and that's what we're gonna do with
That's
this
what,
podcast.
that's what it was like with Homeschool Anthem too. I was like, I was like, wonder what this is gonna look like or what I'm gonna be doing.
And Homeschool Anthem was weird too because you and I put a ton of money into that to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, hopefully we make this money back and I can pay you back. And the
You did?
after school program did.
Yeah.
It's like you helped fund Homeschool Anthem and
so
we
if,
made it
if
happen.
you're listening, bet on yourself.
Hey, I mean, seriously though,
Don't get too overconfident, and that's what
you'll chip a tooth.
that's what we found out with the SoundCloud rappers last time.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, this has been good, guys. We're gonna end with how are we ending season 3 episodes? What are we doing?
I mean, we're
Where's it gonna go?
keeping praise reports, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I had the button.
COVID. That's
the
never
qualm.
leaving.
Yeah.
COVID-19.
Yeah. Let's end with some praise reports. Hey, Andrew,
See,
Praise
praise reports. We finished a new video, and it should be out
yeah,
at some point.
And it has the best album artwork.
That is behind PD's head.
Pick it up,
Not-
PD. Can
not
you
just-
grab it?
Yeah, here's a little teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the song. The song is called
Oh, dude, I've never
The
felt
song
more
is-
like Jimmy Fallon.
Zoom
Oh,
In.
it's falling
it's
out.
called So Crispy.
Yeah.
It is a cipher.
Shama is here, and he's going to be performing So Crispy.
Yeah, hey, what's up? No, super exciting, man.
Yeah.
We just shot the music
Yeah.
video for it. This is we have the most rappers on the song. We signed a new After School Records. We got to we can say After School Records.
Yeah,
just can't
we
say
can.
After School Studios. We signed Chase Bridges, who's been on the show before. The one not about church stories. Check it out. We brought him on to be.
And
to
he
be on
was
this episode.
he was in I Am Fourth.
He was in
Yeah.
I Am Fourth too. Yeah, he played the bad boy in a leather jacket,
I-
and he was also a reporter in Breakup Press Conference.
I was texting him, and I was like, like, none of you wouldn't like be invited if I didn't find out you were a pro wrestling fan, because it was after like I was talking to him for like 2 days about his experiences being an independent pro wrestler.
Oh yeah, he
that-
was like an indie pro wrestler,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's so funny.
And I was like,
dude.
oh yeah, we need to bring you on more stuff. You're funny.
Well, see, the
Yeah.
thing is, like,
He's a good writer too, man.
the way you make connections with people, and that's, I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about, like, I don't know, race and everything else and doing things. And I'm like, the way we make connections and gel with people isn't, there's not like a cut and dry way.
Yeah.
Like, we just, when Chase told us, hey, he was a pro wrestler, we're like, hey, dude, we're going to work with you more.
Yeah.
And now you're in
Well,
stuff.
I was like, you're
You know
a pro
what I mean?
wrestler? Come on the podcast. He's like, I don't have
Talk
church
about it.
stories. I was like, come on the podcast.
That's how we decide guests, by the way.
Yeah.
We're like, do you have one interesting thing about you? Come on the podcast. PD, what's your praise report?
Oh, New Japan's back. Speaking of wrestling,
Yes.
I'm very excited.
God bless
That's
you.
one of the reasons I woke up early today is because I had to get myself back into that.
Yeah.
Um,
the 2 a.m. Japan
Well,
watch time.
no, it's 6 a.m. for most of them.
Okay.
So
6 a.m., which is what time their time?
that's like 7 p.m. for them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to be waking up. I'm going to be drinking coffee, watching
God bless.
Japanese pro wrestling.
Drinking your gas station Starbucks
Yes.
at 2 a.m.
Whenever you say gas station, it sounds horrible in front of something.
Gas station, anything.
It's the same Starbucks that you would get anywhere.
Hey, no, but where'd you get it?
7-Eleven. I whispered
Yeah.
that because I was ashamed.
Yeah. Even, I mean, okay, this is just to prove that nothing from a gas station sounds good. Gas station sushi.
Ooh,
You could just, you're like, okay, that's not it.
that just sounds
ain't
like
it.
But QT is like
sounds like diarrhea,
the
man.
Cheesecake Factory of gas stations,
Yeah,
right?
that is true. Yeah. Did you say the cheesecake?
Do you
Factory?
consider Cheesecake Factory a good thing?
I like it. Do you know? Are you anti Cheesecake Factory?
No, it's just very okay.
Oh, okay.
It does a lot of
Well,
things, and everything's like
Okay.
okay.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Their menu's too big, man.
dude, it's
the menu's freaking huge.
it's
It's like 100
daunting.
I would hate to work there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you gotta spend like.
Dude,
you gotta memorize the menu.
Dude, their movie.
Can you even?
Their menu's a movie script, dude. It's
Yeah.
like,
Dude, yeah. Yeah, it's like salads, skinny salads, pasta.
What a horrible
thick
movie.
pasta.
More people need to die.
SPD stands
On every
on
movie.
2020.
what a horrible movie.
My praise report is, guys, our space is completed. I was over here this past weekend. We finally got AC too. We didn't have AC for. This is the first episode we're recording with AC.
Yeah.
And it feels great. Looks awesome. We're gonna have to do like a tour of the space and kind of how we have it set up. And we got a mini fridge and
Iced coffee in the carpet.
Yeah, iced coffee enmeshed in the. We marinate the floors with iced coffee
for the nice aroma.
With French vanilla McDonald's
yeah.
iced coffee.
Hey, that's what I can do when I bring in my white chocolate can of gas station Starbucks. Just pour a little on the crowd.
Pour a little out for the homies.
Yeah.
Pour one out a little out.
For the homies we lost in 2020.
That's your next single.
Yeah.
Pour one.
That's the I saw like. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
Don't say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
That's my praise report. We
If I say never mind, then you know it can't.
PD editing himself in real time because he doesn't edit himself. This boy's a loose cannon, and somehow we've stuck around for 3 seasons.
We haven't gotten canceled yet.
And it took us 2 seasons of fumbling around in y'all's basement and my office to where we are now.
Yeah.
And
In this space.
wouldn't want to kick it off with anybody else besides our good friend and guest Andrew.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We also got a
we have a
mannequin.
Shout out if you
With the
don't
Yeet,
know.
Pray, Love
there's
merch
Yeet,
in the
Pray,
corner.
Love merch.
Get into it. And we'll link a bunch of stuff.
That was
in the
another
description
DM
below.
I got. Y'all got merch? And then the next message, like an hour later, I found it.
I didn't even mean to do that. That was perfect. Hey, this has been Church Story Season 3. Finish it.
And you've been awesome.
Guys, we did it. All right. See you guys.
That was good.
It was really good. My elbow. I accidentally
Dude,
tapped
that was
it.
perfect.
Guys, if you're not watching these podcasts, you can't be my friend. Awesome. See you.